Welcome, my dears. Today, in this video, we are going to see the poem in the first unit. In the first unit, already the prose we saw, that Learning the Game by Sachin Tendulkar, right? So, in this poem, we are going to see about the poem name is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, which was written by the famous American poet Robert Frost. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Snowy, we know, right? Which was full of covered with fog. That's called snowy evening. Stopping by woods. Woods means forest. So this poem, this stopping by woods on a snowy evening, it has been written by, I told, Robert Frost, the famous American poet, in the year 1922. Okay. So his poetry, most of the poems which was written by Robert Frost, his poetries focused on the theme of nature. Always he focused on the nature. And some of his poems also focused on about the human psychologies also. So this poem, The Stopping by Woods on Snowy Evening, this poem contains 16 lines. Okay, that is 4 lines in each stanza, totally 4 stanzas. 16 lines long. And it explores themes such as returning to nature. Returning to nature, that is, I remember this, I want to say this, that is, now I am in this Thiruvallur, okay, this city, this is a town. But in my childhood, I was in my native village. So just I remember, in my childhood, I will play in the fields. Okay, the water, there are so many green fields which will be very beauty. If I'm just thinking, okay, I'll go back to the nature, right? So he was just returning to the nature. He focused returning to the nature and the beauty of the nature and duty. What's a duty? Why is as mentioned duty? Means the duty for us, the responsibilities for us. He mentioned in this poem, that is beauty of nature and also responsibilities of us, that is human beings. And this poem is written in an iambic tetrameter. What is iambic tetrameter? Means that is which means each line, that is there are 8 syllables in each line. 8 syllables in each line. That is called iambic tetrameter. That is 4 pairs of 2 syllables. So hence the prefix is called prefix tetra. That's called tetrameter. And what is meant by iambic? Means that is each pair of syllables contain unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable. This is whose woods these are. I think I know. Unstressed syllable and next syllable stressed syllable. Unstressed followed by stressed syllable. That is called iambic. Tetra means there are 8 syllables in each line. That is called tetra. Iambic means unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable. This is called iambic. So iambic, this poem was written in an iambic tetrameter. Okay. So this poem, The Stopping by Woods on Snowy Evening, it seems to be very simple tribute to the beauty of nature. So what's a tribute means? Something that we will just say, or something that we will show that to admire somebody, or something that especially after somebody after death. After death, if you are showing admiring, or if you are just showing, means that is called tribute. So you were showing the tribute of the beauty of nature. That is, nowadays the nature was slowly destroying. So you were just recalling the nature and you were showing tribute to the nature. But Robert Frost has made it dramatic. So how he made it dramatic means by suggesting conflict emotions. Conflict means disagreeing. If you are saying one thing, means if I am just disagreeing and saying other thing, it is called conflicting. So conflicting emotions in the speaker. Okay, that is, he wants to stop to watch his woods fill up with snow. Yet he seems a bit worried because about being seen by the owner of the woods. That is, he was there in the woods. Woods means forest. Okay, he want to stop seeing the woods and he was worried to want to go out of the woods forest, because the owner of the woods, if you also will go to the woods, many forest or some places, okay, we will just go around and see, or to eat some fruits, we'll go there. If the owner comes back, what will happen? You just run away, right? He has a fear. if the owner comes back, what will happen? So I want to go out of that woods. So he was worrying by thinking this. So and he has some questions. What means? Why should he be concerned? The poet is here the poet is raising the question. Why should he means the for that speaker, he be seen by the owner of the woods. That is, why should he be seen by the owner of the woods or anybody else? So this question now raised in the concern about being seen by the owner, or it have some if the owner sees or anybody sees means something will happen, right? So this question was concerned about being seen by the owner, and this first stanza lends a dramatic feeling, that is to the entire feeling of the poem. The first, if the owner sees, what will happen, right? Like that. See here, let's see the first stanza of the poem. Who suits these are, I think I know. Who suits these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. To watch his woods fill up with snow. That is in the first stanza. He was if the poet, that is if the owner of the woods see him, that he was there, that too he was in the village. So this first stanza lends a dramatic feeling to the entire poem. That is, what does the speaker have in mind? What he have in mind? And what does he want? That he expresses in all the stanzas. Right. See the next stanza. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. The darkest evening of the year. So in the second stanza, the speaker calls the attention to his horse. Here the animal was mentioned, horse. My little horse must think it queer, horse. Okay, call attention to his horse. So this little animal is very cold, and most probably that horse was hungry. It wants some food to eat and it was feeling very cold there. That is, must think it queer, that is very cold. It wants to finish this trip. That is because why the horse went there? With the help of horse only, the poet also went to the woods, right? The horse was feeling very cold and it was feeling hungry. It wanted to finish the trip and get out of this dark snowy night. So when he was going to the woods, he means in the night time. So how the night time will be? Very dark. So he want to get out of the dark and the snowy night. Snowy means it was fully covered with fog, very chill. So he want to get out from there. Even the horse wonders why the speaker here in the middle of, that is nowhere on a snowy evening. The horse is wondering why the speaker is that, why he was coming here in the night time. That too nobody is there in the snowy night. Why he was coming and standing here? What he was saying there? Like that, the horse was thinking in his mind. There many critics have suggested that the speaker has a death wish. We can see he has a death wish. What's a death wish? No, that is that he is thinking that it would be easy. So it would be easy to end all of his problems, by walking into those woods. That is here he mentions here. To stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake. Right. So like that, you want to just by walking in the woods, by seeing this lovely dark and deep forest woods, he want to end all of his problems there. So then to lie down in the snow. In the snow he would wish to lie down. So that he said in the second stanza. Next, go on to the third stanza. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. So in the third stanza, when the horse, okay, here you mentioned, he gives his harness bells. So who does he refers means he refers to horse. That is his horse. He gives his harness bells a shake. That is in the third stanza, when the horse gives a harness bells means the bells which the horse have. He will just in a neck we will tie the bells for the horse, right? When he was just shaking a harness bells up, when he shake the bells, the sound seems to pull the speaker out of his just a trance out. He want to pull out of his state, and his horse reminds him that they should get going, that they want to go. The horse reminding him by shaking his harness bell, that is, come, let's go, we want to go out, it's a night time. Like that the horse was just by shaking, because horse wants that speak, right? Just by shaking his bells, it was saying, okay, it was reminding the speaker, okay, we want to get out of the woods. So evidently the speaker has been to the town on some errand. Errand means on short journey, that is to get something for somebody, or for example to buy something for from a shop or for somebody, that is called errand. That is a short journey to take or get something from somebody, that is called errands. Okay, so on his some errand and his way back to home, that is he had went to town. On the way only he was going to the woods and doing all the things, right? So and he was just getting back to the home. See the last stanza. The woods so lovely dark and deep, the woods so lovely dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Listen once again. The woods so lovely dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. In the last stanza, okay, in the last stanza, the speaker is reminding that he has some obligations. That is, he want to say something, that is responsibilities. The speaker is reminding what in the last stanza the speaker was reminding, that he has responsibilities. He has been far away in his thoughts. He has been far away in his thoughts, and now he is returning to reality. He is returning to reality. So that he was mentioned here. And you see the last line. See, first two lines you can see. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. The woods are very very dark and deep. He loves that. He wants to stay there, but he can't because he has. But I have promises to keep. Promises mean that he has many responsibilities, that he was far away. The thoughts, okay, he want to just come, he want to just get back. Get forward the thoughts, and he want to move forward. He has many responsibilities to do. So he mentioned, see the last two lines, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here the poet has repeated the last line, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep, because he wanted to lay stress on this line. See why stress means not stress, our feelings are not that stress. He was stressing, giving importance on that line. See why he was giving importance on this line is he has used this line in both textually and also symbolically. See, if you see textually mean, that is he means that he has to travel long to reach his home, because I told he has come back to, he has went to town to get something. On the way he went to the woods. He want to travel back to the home for a faraway distance. He want to go faraway distance. Right. So textually it means that, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before. Textually if you see means he want to go a much distance. He want to just go. That is he want to travel a very long to reach his home. That is before he takes a rest. That is before I sleep means before he takes a rest. This is textually. Symbolically, he means, this is textually, right? I told these two lines we can see textually and also symbolically, both. Textually, he means that he want to travel long for his home before he takes rest. This is textually. Symbolically, what he means that he has to perform many duties on this earth. He has many duties. So one thing we want to keep in mind, we want to know very well, that is, if you born, you should not just, we born, we live on the earth and we died. It should not be there. We want to achieve something. Okay, our name should be here in the next generations also. Like the great leaders we are talking still now. They are dead physically, but they are still in our mind, right? Like that, we want to achieve something. So here now he is saying, he has to perform many duties on this earth, and he want to travel a long way in this journey. He want to travel long way means not just taking a bike or car and traveling. He want to travel long way journey in his life. That is, he want to see all the things. He want to see happy things, sad things, everything he want to see before he takes his eternal life. Eternal means a death. Symbolically, it means that. That is, before his death, before our end of the life, we want to do something. That should be our motive. We want to achieve something. We should have some goal. We want to march towards that goal. We want to attain that goal. Then, because as a human, if we have some birth means, and sure we have death. That is confirmed, 100%. So between that, we have that life. So in that life, what you did, that's the matter. So here the poet, he loved the things, but he want to move on. Many, with the children, if they love something, if they like something, they will stubborn, they will say that. The mind will be very small, they won't think other things. There are many things in the world to see. But some are thinking only there are only a small things. Then rather than that, nothing is there. They are just ending their life. Not like that. There are many things in the world. Whatever, our lifespan is very short. So in that lifespan, what we are doing, that's the matter. That's a good thing. What we are doing, that's the matter, right? So here the poet want to travel along in the journey of his life before his eternal. That is, eternal means his death, before the end of his death. So he mentioned the last two lines, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So here the poet mentioned that thing. Thank you, children.